It was good to have a day when the market was able to trade without any sort of outside news or interference. And I think we saw a reflection of what's really happening in this country today. The earnings numbers that came out, some of the monthly retail data, it was pretty strong stuff.
Yeah, today was a good day, and we're going to get more clarity on the corporate earnings picture starting tomorrow with JP Morgan, Citigroup, Wells Fargo. And, investors really have been hanging their hat on the fact that earnings season is going to be so great. We're going to get 16.5% growth for the first quarter. As you mentioned, we haven't seen that in quite a long time. And the question, though, is, do we get that number? What does the market do from there, though?
Well, let me ask you, though, the message of the market, because we'll review earnings later on in the show. But for me, on the retail side, what I saw from Costco, what I saw from, it's a small retailer, but Zumiez, right, 12% same-store sales or comp store sales. These are brick-and-mortar names that probably should not be doing that kind of stuff. In addition to maybe tweaking their business models, there's something, I think this is a direct reflection of confidence by the American consumer. They have a job, their wages are going up, they're keeping more of what they earn.
Yeah, no, I think that's right. And, you look at a lot of the retailers, the numbers are going up for them, which is something we haven't seen in a very long time. And, consumer spending has been strong over the last few quarters. It should continue to get better as we move forward throughout the years and throughout the year, and the consumers start to see more of that money in their paycheck. So, yeah, the consumer is feeling confident,
right,
and you're seeing that in the numbers.
Of course, so we had a few reasons to be up today, right? A lot of different news coming out. One leg of this rally, we sort of filtering around up 260, Deroy, and then all of a sudden news came out that perhaps President Trump circling back on TPP, and I know that had to be music to your ears. You down with TPP?
Yes, sort of a reawakening of free trade, if you will.
Did the folks at National Review have like a party? I mean, did you guys throw up confetti?
Oh, doing the wave all afternoon long.
That's what I figured.
It's incredible. What I find most pleasant about this whole spate of very good news is how much it totally repudiates those people who said, well, 2% growth is the new normal. We can't grow anything more than that. That's the ceiling. I think the last year Obama was in, the economy grew at 1.6%, embarrassingly small amount. The Congressional Budget Office says this year we may grow at 3.3%. That's double what Obama did last time. It goes to show the tremendous power of free markets if you liberate people and let them pursue their American dreams.
It's also, I think, Chris, we like to see the market itself liberated from outside news, right? Whether it's attorneys, whether it's scandals that happened a decade ago. It's like, I don't care about Dorman being busted, any of that stuff. I'm kind of focused on what's happening with the average person out there, and is there really a renewed vigor out there?
The return of volatility is actually very good for active management. So we're finding opportunities with this volatility. We think we're in an environment where, confidence across the board is much better. We have a Washington and White House that is much more pro-business. We're going to begin to see more of that throughout this year. We haven't even seen the results yet of the tax cuts. So that'll begin to filter into the numbers. We do think the quarterly numbers now will be good. But, we have had more volatility in the quarter. So I think guidance could be a little light on that front. It wouldn't surprise me. But I think that's an opportunity to put money to work.
But this volatility, though, for me, a lot of it is has nothing to do with the economy or the stock market. A lot of it is, someone's lawyer had their office raided, the president's lawyer, for instance, that kind of stuff. I mean, isn't there a way to sort of separate that noise from the factual things that are actually happening, and, by the way, get very little press?
Look, I think that's the difference between whether you're a trader or a long-term investor. We're long-term investors, so you have to look through that noise and find those opportunities. I mean, if you find the right companies, good managements, that's where you want to be putting your money. Certainly, the VIX has risen.
And, the fair index.
And yes. And
from a very low point, though.
The Fed has been compressing that volatility for a long time. So we are in a new world. But a little bit more volatility is probably very good for investments.
All right. And so Lindsey, Chris brings up the Fed. I'm so confused. I know that they have their own way of monitoring this kind of stuff, but honestly, the idea that they want to derail this economy or slow it down, I think they're going to make a huge mistake if they tinker with this thing. It was dormant for a very long period of time. Let it grow. Let it run. Let everyone enjoy the fruits of being in the market, after they put $4 trillion in the economy that mostly was parked at big banks.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely seems that Jerome Powell is he's putting a little more hawkish tone out there than many maybe had expected, and then the market is reacting to that. We'll see how that plays out as the year goes on.
Let me ask you then about the potential new NAFTA, President Trump keeps saying it's right around the corner. Others are hinting at the same thing, and even re-entering or entering TPP. That 1-2 punch, what does it mean for you? What does it mean for our viewers?
Look, I think it's positive. You saw the market react positively to it today. But until there is something signed, sealed, and delivered, it's still going to be an uncertainty that weighs over the market. It goes back to what Chris is saying. You know, the corporate earnings can be very good this quarter, but, you know, there are still uncertainties out there in the market. So it's going to, that's going to put a ceiling on it a little bit, I think.
Deroy, you think we're seeing now the impact now? President Trump, I call it 2.0, right? It's his second year. I think he did a lot of things, you know, Washingtonian. He tried to walk the line. People were, you know, people said, hey, pick this person, pick that person. Now he's getting his team in place. You think the market is starting to react positively to that? We've seen already where a lot of these folks are going out speaking to the public, and they've calmed down markets on bad days.
Certainly. I've seen Larry Kudlow come out and just say a sentence or two, and all of a sudden you see that this turned into that. So I think that's a very big positive. I think another positive here is what this may do for Republicans in November. I've been attending a lot of conservative and GOP meetings, as I often do. And over the last few weeks, it's like, okay, here's the sign. I drink the sign. We're all going to die. We're going to lose Congress. And I think I've been saying to people, there is good news. There's still good news to come.
Why can't they articulate it then? When you go to these meetings, why can't they be as proud of the tax cuts as the Democrats were when they got $40 a week for households?
It absolutely baffles me. Again, if I would understand the pessimism if the economy were collapsing and if we found a videotape of Trump and Putin talking in Russian about stealing the election. None of that's going on. We see increasing good news on the economy. We've seen things that have not been this good for about 50 years. This is a great story. The GOP should go out and tell this, and if they do that, they'll keep the House, keep the Senate, maybe even pick up seats in both places. They ought to be positive about this and lift their chins up and run on a positive message rather than hide under their desks, which is
now some people are saying, what if the tax cuts, though, Chris, don't work? This last jobs report was something of a dud. You know, wages still aren't popping. They're up. They're certainly up. But, of course, to Deroy's point, coming from a very low base where everything was suppressed economically for a long period of time, is there a chance that it doesn't kick in soon enough, that these tax cuts don't generate the kind of economic activity everyone's anticipating?
Well, I think there's already economic activity out there, even without really these tax cuts. I think the tax cuts are going to flow through for earnings and other profits that can then be reinvested back into the businesses. But if you go out and talk to companies, they're having trouble hiring people. I mean, you look at the energy space. They can't find truck drivers to finish off their drilling programs in the Permian Basin. So there's a real need for labor. That's great right down through the entire economy, that people can get higher wages. There's job opportunities. People can shift their jobs. So all in all, the confidence is doing better. You're talking about retail numbers. Those are consumers, and now they have you know, salaries. They can make money. So I just think, in general, confidence is much higher.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. The CEO from Lennar, the nation's largest home builder, said, by the way, wages are much better than government data suggests they are. All right, thank you all very much.